Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have another 240 project. As you can see, I kind of got it already taken apart. Let me tell you what it is that we're going to be working on today. So I just did a little upgrade to the S13. What I did is in the front, we got some big fat spacers on here. They are 40 millimeter spacers for these wheels. I forget the exact wheel specs. If you really want to know, leave a comment and I'll tell you. But what we have to do, now that there is a big old spacer on there to hopefully give us some snappier steering when we start drifting the car, the fitment now is kind of bunk. So if you look at it from the top, the wheels poke out a little too much. So what we're actually gonna do is we're just going to take the wheels and add a little bit of camber to them, so that way the fitment up front is really nice. Now I will say I like the passenger side of the car better. The reason being, the fitment is a little bit better. And what I'm actually referring to here is the ride height of the car. So I don't want to be like super slam stance car because we are going to drive this thing hard. So I want to have this little bit of gap up here. So this ride height is about perfect, but the driver's side has a little bit of room. So we got to lower the driver's side about 1/4 inch first, and then I'm going to show you guys how we're going to adjust the camber. Now this car does have tane or tine coils in it. They do have adjustable top hats for the camber, but I don't really want to use that yet because I don't want to max out my top hats. So what we're gonna do is we're actually going to change the camber at the knuckle itself. So the first things first, we gotta blast these wheels off, and we'll go ahead and get everything started. And I'll show you guys how to change the camber on your S13, only using the front knuckle bolts. Even if you have stock coils, this will work as well. Alright guys, so I already got the wheel off, so let me show you how we're going to adjust the camber. So on a lot of cars with aftermarket coilovers, you'll have adjustable top hats where all you have to do is loosen these bolts. This will move inside, hence the strut will go from vertical to cambered, negative or positive. But we're not going to touch this up here. All we have to do is come down below, and these two bolts that connect the knuckle to the strut. It's kind of hard to get my big camera in here, but this top bolt, where the strut is cut out, instead of it being a circle, it is an oval. So if you loosen these, you can push the knuckle in or out, and that way it will change the camber. So all we gotta do is grab our tools, loosen those bolts, push the top of the knuckle inward, and it'll add a couple degrees of camber for us. So really all you need for this operation is going to be a ratchet, and I believe they are 17 millimeters, so, oh, would you look at that? Actually, it's on the impact gun, so we're fine. And a 17. That is all you should need for this operation, and of course you'll need a 17 millimeter wrench. So if I come in here and show you guys what I'm talking about, the top hole here is an oval, the bottom is just straight. But with the top one being an oval, when you loosen it, you can see, if you push in and out, it will move. So this would be positive camber all the way out, and then what we want, if we push it inwards, that will be negative camber. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this, push it all the way in, and then tighten it, and that should give us the amount of camber that we're missing. Remember guys, don't be dumb. Torque your bolts down when you're working on stuff. Do it right. So these are 90 foot-pounds. Technically 86, but we'll go an extra 4s to be safe. All right, so I put the car back on the ground, and I will say, the ride height is pretty much fixed. Could probably go a little bit lower, but I'm gonna leave it where it is for now. I do think I need a little bit more camber though, because it still sticks out the tiniest bit. And I kinda wanna get that to tuck in. So what I'm actually gonna do, now that the knuckle is maxed out, I'm gonna use my jack, take a little bit of load off the suspension, and we're gonna move this over about, I don't know, whatever it takes to give us about 1 degree. And then tighten it back up, and then we're gonna look again, jump on the door sill a little bit to get the suspension to settle,
and we'll get it dialed, but it's much closer than it was. So we're getting somewhere. Question is, how far do we push it? And how easy is it to push it? Oh! If I max it out from up here, it looks pretty solid. Go ahead and tighten it so it doesn't move. So what I was talking about, with this thing as far in as it will go and the knuckle as far in as it will go. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but there's a decent amount of camber there. And it looks like from the top, it's gonna fit pretty good because that will camber in a teeny tiny amount when we set the car down. So we're gonna set the car down and we're gonna see what it looks like.
All right guys, so I got both sides matching. I think this is how I'm gonna leave it, just at least for now, until I do like an angle kit or something like that. I think it's sitting pretty good.
So we ended up doing both of the top hats for the coilovers, driver's side and passenger side. They're both maxed negative. What that will do is if I do get an angle kit to push out the lower control arm or something like that, that's gonna add more camber. So at that point in time, it'll give us the ability up here to go more positive to keep the camber where it's at. According to my phone, this is about -5 degrees of camber. And you'll see there the fitment is pretty good. Now I'm not going for like a stance car or anything like that, but you'll see it's pretty much flush with the fender. If you look from the top, it's pretty nice there. And all in all, it looks pretty good. But it does look good from back here if you're looking at it. It does have a slight bit of camber. I do like that it pushed the bottom of the wheel out, kind of past where the kit is. Helps make it look a little bit more aggressive, but for a stock body car, I would say this looks really, really good. So all we did is max out the top hats on both sides, and then at the knuckle under here, we pushed the knuckle in as far as we could, so that way the wheel is tilted as far as possible without any sort of like camber kits or anything stupid like that. So I would say it is fitting pretty good on the car.
Now while we're here, I do want to show you guys a couple things. I've actually been uploading more on Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts. Never used YouTube Shorts before, but really all I'm trying to do is help grow the channel, attract an audience. But we got some new toys.
So if you guys watch my Instagram Reels or anything, you'll already know. But this is the toolbox I got from the homie Wes, so shout out Wes. Everything looks good there. We got a nice air compressor here. McGraw from Harbor Freight, it's a 20 gallon. This will pretty much do everything that we need to do in the garage, in the home garage. You can of course change the pressures. I'm basically just gonna use it for maybe small air tools, airing up tires and that sort of thing. And then as far as the toolbox goes, we got a 3/8 drive twin torque wrench from Harbor Freight as well to go with our 1/2 inch torque wrench. Torque your bolts, don't be dumb. Got some gloves, cause that's pretty nice. As far as the top drawer goes, I got all my stuff filled now. I did get this punch set as well, so we got some little punches. Also came with a pick set, so I got various picks there. And then I got all these screwdrivers now, so I shouldn't need a screwdriver anytime soon. I got pretty much every bit you can imagine. And then I did add, the wrench drawer looks pretty good, but I added a couple of 1/2 inch ratchets. One normal and then one that's longer with a flex head, which are pretty nice. Got plenty of extensions, and the collection of our sockets is coming together pretty good as well. So tools inventory is looking pretty solid. Now what's in store for the next video will be in this box, so I'll give you guys a little sneak peek. But this is all from GKTech, so shout out to GKTech, they are the boys. We do have some exhaust hangers, but that's not what the next video is about. What we are doing is that you might be able to tell by this little cup here. So what this is going to be the shifter cup. So we're gonna be rebuilding the shifter. I got a new cup, we got snap rings, wave washer, and a solid bushing, which will be really, really nice. So we're gonna put all that stuff in. I'm just waiting on a gasket for the actual shifter housing, because replace your gaskets, don't be lazy. And then we're gonna be rebuilding the shifter in the car. Now the shifter in the car, it is fine. You know, it works as it should, no problems at all there. But what I'm hoping to eliminate is if you put it in gear, for example, so we'll just put it in third, this little side-to-side play, I kind of want to eliminate that slop. And I think with the solid shifter bushing, like this is in gear. So I think with the solid shifter bushing and a new cup and everything like that, we'll be able to get rid of this play. And the shifter should be real nice. and not all kind of floppy dicked in there. So pretty excited for that.
So with that being said, that's gonna wrap up today's video on the S13. I know it was nothing crazy, but I do like to nitpick with my vehicles. It's coming together great, so why not make everything else, every little detail really, really good? So I do appreciate all you guys that watch these little videos. I understand they're not the most entertaining thing in the world, but that way, if you guys ever wanna look back and have any really specific questions, maybe I'll be able to help at least one person out there. So that's really what I'm here to do, is to take you guys along my journey, maybe help you guys along the way and show you some pretty cool stuff. But as the car sits right now, pretty happy with it. We're gonna get the shifter rebuilt. I might build some lips and stuff like that for it as well. Spring is gonna be here before we know it, so hopefully I can have all that done by that point in time. But again, thanks for all you guys who made it this far in the video. I greatly appreciate you guys who watch everything that I upload. It really helps me out. If you could like, comment, and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And I look forward to seeing all you guys in the next one.